Sometime this week, one of your plants did something strange, and you probably ignored it. A drop of water sitting on a leaf tip like a tear, a leaf folded up at night, a stem reaching out of the pot like it's trying to leave. None of it is random. Every weird thing a houseplant does is a specific behavior with a specific meaning. And once you can read them, you'll never look at that shelf the same way. This is the video to save. 7 strange things your plants are doing right now, what each one actually means, with the real science, and what, if anything, you should do about it. Keep it bookmarked for the next time your plant does something odd. And stay for number 7, because it's the one people misread in the worst possible way. 1. There are water drops on the leaf tips in the morning. You come down early and the leaves look like they've been crying. Perfect droplets balanced on the tips. Most people assume it's dew. It isn't. Dew condenses from the air onto surfaces. This water came from inside the plant. It's called guttation. Overnight, when the soil is moist and the air is still, the roots keep pushing water up under pressure. But the leaf pores that normally release vapor are closed. So the plant relieves the pressure by squeezing liquid water out through special outlets at the leaf edges called hydathodes, tiny valves venting the overflow. And once you know about it, you'll see it everywhere. That morning, dew beaded along the tips of grass blades on the lawn, often guttation, strawberry leaves rimmed with perfect droplets at dawn, guttation. It's one of the most common plant behaviors on Earth, and almost nobody knows its name. What it means: your plant's plumbing is working, and the soil is nice and moist, maybe a touch too moist at night. It's harmless. The only note, if you fertilize heavily, those droplets carry dissolved salts, and as they dry, they can leave crusty white residue on the tips, one of the sneakier causes of tip burn. Seeing guttation constantly? Ease up slightly on evening watering. Otherwise, enjoy it. You caught your plant exhaling. 2. The leaves fold up at night. Prayer plants fold like hands at dusk. Clover-like oxalis collapses its leaves every evening and opens again at dawn. This is Nectinasty, sleep movement, and it's been studied since Charles Darwin, who cataloged it in 1880. The plant isn't wilting. It's running on an internal clock, moving its leaves on schedule, using hinge-like joints that pump water in and out of cells. And here's the detail that elevates it from cute to remarkable. The folding isn't a reaction to darkness. Put one of these plants in a room with the lights left on, and for days it will keep folding at its usual bedtime anyway. The movement runs on the plant's own internal clock, not on the light switch. Your prayer plant knows what time it is. What it means? Nothing is wrong. You're watching a healthy circadian rhythm in action. In fact, use it as a health check. A prayer plant that moves every night is a prayer plant with good water pressure in its cells. If the daily movement stops, that's when to pay attention. It's often the first quiet sign of underwatering. 3. The whole plant leans toward the window, every leaf angled the same way, the stems tilting like a crowd facing a stage. That's phototropism. The growing tips detect where the light comes from, and the plant sends the growth hormone auxine to the shaded side of the stem, making those cells stretch longer, so the stem bends toward the light with real precision. Darwin proved the tip does the seeing. Later scientists found the hormone that does the bending. What it means: your plant is measuring the light and voting with its body, and it's telling you the light is one-sided, possibly not enough. The move: quarter turn the pot each week for even growth. And if the lean comes with long, stretched, sparse stems, take it seriously. That's the light starvation signal, and the plant needs a brighter home. If this list is already changing what you see on your own shelf, subscribe. This channel decodes what your plants are actually doing, backed by real science, and there's a savable quick reference of all 7 in the pinned comment below. 4. The new leaf looks completely different from the old ones. A monstera pushes out a leaf with no holes. A young pothos makes small, plain leaves while the ones in photos are giant. People panic. Is it a different plant? It's not. Many houseplants have distinct juvenile and adult leaf forms. Botanists call the shift Heteroblasty. The dramatic holes and splits in a monstera are a feature of its mature form, and the plant only invests in them when conditions, especially light, justify the spend. What it means, leaf shape is a report card. Big, split, fenestrated leaves say, I have the light and support to afford my adult form. Small, plain leaves on a plant that used to make fancy ones say the opposite. Usually less light than before, something to climb, and patience, the impressive leaves return. And if you want to see how far this goes, the pothos trailing modestly off your bookshelf with its palm-sized leaves is the juvenile form of a plant that, climbing a tree in the wild, produces split leaves the size of dinner plates. Same species, same genes. The only difference is what its conditions told it could afford. Your plant isn't small because it is small. It's small because of where it's standing. 5. It dropped leaves right after you moved it. New spot, 3 days later, leaves on the floor. It feels like betrayal. It's actually bookkeeping. Each leaf was built for the light level of the old location. Its thickness, its pigment load, all tuned to that exact spot. Move the plant, and some of those leaves no longer pay their way. The plant runs the numbers and sheds the ones that cost more than they earn, then builds replacements suited to the new conditions. Scientists call the adjustment acclimation, and it's why sudden moves cost plants so much more than gradual ones. What it means, not dying, rebudgeting. Give it stable conditions and several weeks of patience, and don't move it again while it's adjusting. Big changes, like bringing a shade plant into strong light, should happen in steps over a week or two. 6. The leaves are sticky. A clear tacky film on the leaves, or on the shelf underneath. Some people think the plant is sweating sap. Here's the honest decode. On most houseplants, sticky means visitors. Sap-sucking insects, scale, aphids, mealybugs, tap into the plant's sugar pipeline and excrete the excess as a fine sugary rain called honeydew. The stickiness isn't the plant talking, it's the pest's calling card. What it means? Inspect now and know where to look, because these insects are experts at hiding. Check the undersides of leaves, the joints where leaf meets stem, and the newest, softest growth, which is where sap suckers feed first. Tiny brown bumps that don't scrape off easily are scale. White cottony fluff tucked into the joints is mealybugs. Small green or black clusters on new shoots are aphids. Caught early, most infestations wipe away with diluted soapy water or rubbing alcohol on a cotton swab. A 5-minute job. Ignored for a month, they colonize every plant on the shelf. Sticky leaves are one of the most useful early warning signals a plant can give you, as long as you don't mistake it for a quirk. 7. The one people misread in the worst way. Thick roots are growing out of the pot, into the air. A monstera or a pothos sends out bare, woody roots that reach into the room, and people's instinct is to cut them off, or worse, to think the plant is root-bound and desperate. Those are aerial roots, and they're not a cry for help. In the wild, these plants are climbers. They scale trees, and the aerial roots are their grappling hooks, anchoring the stem and drinking moisture from the humid air. Your houseplant is doing exactly what a healthy climber does, reaching for something to climb. In the rainforest, a monstera starts life on the dark floor and spends years hauling itself up a tree trunk, gripping the bark with exactly these roots, some of which grow meters long. The plant in your living room hasn't forgotten any of that. It's running the same program, and there's just no tree. What it means? The plant is asking for structure. Give it a moss pole or a trellis and guide the roots to it. Keep the pole lightly moist, and the roots will grip it like they would wet bark. And the whole plant often responds with bigger, more mature leaves because climbing is the signal that tells it it's moving up toward the light. Don't want the jungle look. You can trim aerial roots without harm. Just know the difference. Roots circling inside the pot mean repot me. Roots reaching into the air mean let me climb. 7 strange behaviors, and not one of them random. The tears at dawn are pressure valves. The night folding is a clock. The lean is a measurement. The changed leaf is a report card. The dropped leaves are a budget. The sticky film is an intruder alarm. The reaching roots are ambition. Your plants have been doing all of this in plain sight, quietly, precisely, for reasons that took scientists centuries to decode. Save this video for the next weird thing your plant does, and check the pinned comment for the quick reference list. Then tell me in the comments, which of these 7 have you seen on your own plant? I read every one, and I'll tell you what yours is up to. That's what we do here. Read what your plant won't say, and it's been saying more than you ever knew.